Alrighty, y'all. G'day, how you going? It is the weekend. Hope you're having a great one. Let's look at some interesting stuff down under. Oh, and check it out. You'll see somewhere on the screen now. I'm introducing a little bit of a Luna cam. Something I'll throw in there every once in a while for some free entertainment while we go through the video. Okay, so first up, we have this document. Found this in my 100-year-old great-grandma's stuff. And look at this. Surrender of Japanese forces. Commander-in-Chief, Australian Military Forces, General Sir Thomas Blamey, to Lieutenant General Teshima, Commander of 2nd Japanese Army, on the occasion of the signing of their surrender. Look at that. Morotai, 9th of September, 1945. That's pretty crazy. I'm not going to read through the whole thing verbally here, although you can, pause it and read that if you would like. Formal surrender of 2nd Japanese Army. Wow, these are, considering how old these are, right? They're pretty good shape. They're totally legible. And other than a little bit of discoloration and, wrinkles or whatever, they're pretty good. It's always fascinating to see stuff like that, right? From nearly 100 years ago, about 80 years ago now. Someone said, wow, that's amazing, so well kept. You should look into preserving it. If you don't want to keep it, donate it to a museum. Yeah, we've seen stuff like this before from posts like these in Australia, and it's always fascinating, man. I love seeing them. And I hope they do find a good home, or if they do stay with whoever found them, I hope they cherish them and take good care of them. It's really cool. Okay, I'm back with another What's This Plant from Australia. Sorry for the not so great pictures. Once again, my partner saw a plant on our walk with berries and wanted to try them. I said, that's not. She mentioned they smelt sweet. I tried using the Blossom app, which claimed they were apples. Shows how accurate that app is, huh? Are there any horticulturists out there that want to lend me a hand? Well, I am definitely not one, so I wouldn't be asking me. Yep, it just looks like a plant. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Someone says that's an African boxthorn. The berries are not edible and may be toxic to humans. If that's on your property, extirpate it immediately. This plant is a menace. The thorns will pierce thick leather? Jeez. That's pretty wild. In addition to propagating from those berries, it will also regrow from roots, stems, or leaves. I got rid of a thicket of this around 2015 and was still finding new growth as recently as 2023. That's crazy. Some other people confirming it as well. I guess these are really hard to kill. Doesn't it amaze you that there are some plants out there that are just, they could be toxic, which is not fun. But also on top of that, to add insult to injury, they're hard to get rid of. It's like, how are they like that, man? It's annoying, but it's also kind of amazing how durable some plants are, right? They just find a way. It's pretty crazy. What happened to Yahoo Serious? This, some sort of poster or album cover, I'm not sure which. Yahoo Serious is Young Einstein. Well, I'd be lying if I said I knew what was going on here. I don't know who that is, but it's pretty funny album cover. It's definitely Australian. You can see Uluru back there, although we do have a random Eiffel Tower over here as well. Maybe it's showing world highlights, but yeah, it looks to be 80s. I'm going to go out on a whim and say that's 80s. Give you a better look there. I forgot that I usually am trying to use this view now for Reddit stuff. Anyway, he visited my drama class in high school in the early thousands and it was really cool. It was a story on the local news. That's pretty neat. I think it's always kind of fun when you meet a random celebrity at school or something, like they visit somewhere where you are. I think it's kind of interesting, right? And especially when it turns out that they're nice and down to earth. That's always a plus as well. I have one. Anyone remembers the kind of classic, the Little Mermaid, the original one from the 80s? I think it was 89 that came out, maybe. The cartoon, of course. And the voice of the Little Mermaid. Her name escapes me right now. I want to say it's Jodie or something. Jane or Jodie. But anyway, she's the actress that voiced, the main character, the Little Mermaid. And she actually went to my high school and then, of course, came back and visited while I was there. So I thought that was pretty cool. I got to meet her and see her, do a little performance in the auditorium. So that was pretty cool. I think we found our answer on what happened to him. Apparently, he made $20 million by the late 90s, retired to a beach house, took a pretzel diet, a live-in Filipino maid, and a blind dog called Spot. He carries a laundry basket in public to deal with anxiety induced by the millennium bug. And people are saying, what the hell is a pretzel diet? But also, that all sounds believable. Here we have another classic paper. This is from 1969. Someone found these in their dad's drawers, I guess. And what I do find interesting is that this is from Australia. Indeed, we see Canberra featured here. But it says temperatures expected to top 72 degrees. Now, 72 degrees Celsius would be, well, that'd be really concerning. That might be some apocalypse stuff. So we're safe to assume that that's Fahrenheit. Isn't that interesting? You guys used to use Fahrenheit just like, well, I'm used to here in the U.S. You guys, I think, changed to Celsius probably soon after this, I imagine, if this is 1969. But yeah, pretty funny to see Fahrenheit there. Here we have the biggest mosquito ever seen in Australia, apparently. Thing is kind of a freak. And look, I don't care what anyone says. Mosquitoes are annoying, man. They're so annoying. They're the worst. And Illinois is one of the worst spots in the U.S. for them. They suck here, man. It is indeed the largest species of mosquito, I guess, called the elephant mosquito. The feeding tube on the head curves downward, indicating it's a nectar feeder, not a bloodsucker. Oh, okay. The larvae are voracious predators of other species of mosquito larvae. One of the good species to have it around. I didn't know there were any good species to have around. I actually didn't know that, so I guess you learn something new every day. I guess I don't mind this guy so much if he doesn't, land on my arm and give me a mosquito bite, because those are the worst, dude. Or especially if they're in a really bad spot where you can't itch them, but they make you. Funny how just thinking of a mosquito made me itch. Did anyone notice that? It's not even mosquito season right now. Oh, look at this. We have a supposed UFO sighting in Australia. Let me move my cursor out of the way. UFOs over Oz. Watch out. Now, remember, I'm not anti-UFO. I think the idea of them can be pretty fun. And I think there is some very mysterious, unexplainable things in the sky sometimes. But I will say that this one, though it looks pretty crazy, right, to the naked eye, especially to someone that might not know, this looks crazy. But as we can see, it looks to be a very unison row of lights, right? And that tells me that I have seen these before. And these are Starlink satellites. Okay, so they just launched a few of these, I think, very recently from either Florida or Texas. So that's got to be what this is, especially if it was sighted recently. These are very common sightings, and I'm 99% sure that's what this is. They start out in a row like that, and then over time they spread apart around, the planet. So, and of course, in the comments, it does confirm that Starlink train of satellites, Group 60 or Group 6 through 40 rather. So yeah, unfortunately, no green Martians showing up from that train there. Do Arnott's custard creams still exist? I've never seen these in stock at Kohl's or Woolies, but also no information whether Arnott's discontinued them. Please, I need to know so bad. Wow, now I'm hooked. Are they around? I'm not sure. We've had so many Arnott's, or so many random things from Arnott's, it's almost hard to keep track of. I'm amazed at how many products they actually have. So I can't weigh in on this, but I'm curious now. I mean, these look pretty good. No, they have been deleted from the range. But then someone also says they're still available at the local IGA. So which is it? Their Arnott's website has no mention of them. I wonder what that's about. Oh, another parking lot folly. Aren't these always the best? This time, it doesn't matter what they're driving, but they're driving a Nissan Navara, which actually is kind of a cool little truck, I got to say. Or a ute, I should say. But anyway, the rest of the car park was about 60% full, so there's plenty of room to find somewhere. Don't be this guy. As you can see, they're parking in front of a Tesla supercharger. Obviously, that Nissan doesn't need a Tesla supercharger, so why are they parking there? Yeah, kind of an asshole move. Looking for a reaction, no doubt. Had a guy one day sitting in his car blocking a shopping center charger. Charger still reached the next spot. As I plugged in, he got out of his car with an incoherent, abusive rant. EVs bring out the worst of some people on the fringes of society. Judging by the lack of number plate, it's likely a cooker. Wow, I imagine having so much time in your day that you can just park and wait for people in electric vehicles just to rant and shout at them. That is a special kind of life I just don't know there. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I may not be the hugest fan of EVs in general. Like, I wouldn't want all I wouldn't want to get rid of like every car I've ever had and just go to EV. But that's just my opinion. You know, everyone's going to have their opinions on whether or not they want to own one or whatever. That's fine. But I'm not going to go around judging people with EVs. I'm not going to go around ranting at them and parking in front of chargers. That's just stupid. Is this a cane toad? Southeast Queensland. My wildlife camera captured it. That's a funny little guy. I wouldn't know. Looks like some sort of toad. He's right in front of the lens. He's all lit up. People in the comments claim it is. Wow, this is cool. Someone made like their own pattern out of these tiles. It's Nostalgic Memories of the Wild West, a Bubble Ol' Bill. So I don't really get the reference, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. I thought I'd show it. Maybe someone out there recognizes this. Well done. I always appreciate things, you know, especially if something iconic or whatever, when it's made out of, you know, random stuff like tiles, right? I mean, this looks pretty cool. Well, my cat has just knocked down my license plate from Austria. You can see it's missing. What the heck is going on, Luna? Anyway, back into some of the final posts here. We have thank God for the plastic dollary-do. Look at that. Australian money showing why it is superior right here. That's pretty good, pretty harsh test. Putting it in the washer. And there it is. Looking good as new. Gotta say, very impressed. If that would have happened here, you'd be having tough luck there. I've already reported OP to the ATO for money laundering. Now, that's pretty good. I'll give them that. So, apparently, we have 2 disabled buddies out for burgers. These, you know, kind of hopped up rigs here. Big antennas or something. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, these things, they even got P plates on this one. Contact the council parking ranger. Last time I checked, the fine was like $400. Wow. One on the left needs a few more antennas. Yeah. I don't know if they're antennas or there's some sort of marker or flag or what. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, it might be safe to assume that they're not legit supposed to be there in those spots. Wow. Did Woolies spend all their profits on security cameras? I counted just 10 or at least 10 in this area. Woolies might have more pictures of me than my parents. I mean, we do live in a world where there seems to be cameras everywhere where you're always spied on, whether you like it or not, and it is pretty freaky. But this is next level. I mean, oh my God, man. Is shoplifting that bad? I feel like shoplifting would be more of a problem here in the U.S., and I've still never seen this many cameras. This is crazy. It's insane, man. Not gonna lie, this scared me the second I saw it. It's pretty freaky because of those eyes, those glowing eyes. We have a stalker who stares at my house every night, OP says. And indeed, get a look. It's a freaky kangaroo just ominously staring there. He's all sizing up and everything with those freaky eyes in the night. Not gonna lie, that would scare the shit out of me if I saw that out my back window or something. It's Slenderoo. Oh my God, I love it. The night you look out the window and it isn't there, you know it's behind you. Oh, my God. He reckons your fence is on his land by about 2 inches, and he's going to stare every night until you get a surveyor to prove otherwise. And yet another restaurant we're learning about opening in Australia, venturing out from the U.S. and expanding in to the land down under. We saw this recently with Chuck E. Cheese, of all places, which is like a kid's play place / restaurant, kind of. I thought that was very bizarre considering they're not doing well anymore in the U.S. But anyway, popular American fast food chain Popeyes is set to open. Now, look, fast food is fast food, so we're not claiming it's amazing. People always go a little crazy when you say fast food's good. We're talking about for fast food standards, okay? For fast food standards, Popeyes is pretty lit, man. It's usually pretty good. Although it is depending on location. I've had it a couple times where it's not good, and it's kind of like, whoa, what? It's like extra disappointing. But when it's good, it hits different. It's really good. So yeah, we'll have to see how that pans out. Anyone that's interested to try that, I would love to hear how it ends up being in Australia. And finally, to close out the episode, we're looking at no better way to send off the summer. Is it almost end of summer in Australia? That's kind of crazy, huh? Jeez. I mean, this looks delicious. Where was my invite? Come on, mate. No, this looks awesome. This looks really good. Fine in my book. This looks tasty. Love seeing a big old barbecue. I feel like Australian barbecues, man, would be so fun to go to. Have some cold ones, have some good, amazing grilled Aussie foods. Yeah, sign me up. Looks banging, mate. Some asparagus wouldn't go astray. Good point. Everything on here is great. Right here, he could have snuck some asparagus on there. I agree. Myself, my dad, my uncle, we usually do grilled asparagus all the time when we grill out, and it is so freaking good, man. I'm literally addicted to that. It is the bomb. I highly suggest that. But hey, that's going to be it for some fun posts down under. I do appreciate you guys being here. I hope you have an awesome weekend already. And hey, if you're a racing fan, I just posted earlier today the first episode of unboxing my racing sim wheel and pedal setup and trying it out, and it was really fun. So lots of cool stuff coming up. I will be trying some Aussie stuff as well, supercars, some hopefully classic Aussie cars, and of course some tracks, Adelaide, Bathurst, whatever tracks I can get my hands on in the games is going to be fun. Anyway, y'all, enjoy yourself. I appreciate you being here. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all, catch you later.